So yesterday, John goes to my mom's. Like, I take him to my mom's, which is, he needed to get out of the home, out of bed. He just slept there. He was there for about 5 hours while I was working, and he was awake for one of it. And about once a week now, my mom is reading to him while I'm at work. John can't focus long enough to really read himself. And there's a book we read years ago called Raising Modern Day Knights, with 4 boys. It seemed important and relevant. And that's the book that he's chosen right now. And on my way back from dropping the boys off at school, I have these 5 minutes, and this is the time I think about my real life. The rest of the time I'm numb, hiding mentally, or working, hiding mentally, emotionally. But these 5 minutes, it's amazing what I think of, to me. I realized that I'm focused on bills and this and that and lunches and all the maintenance of life, which has to be done. And John is so far beyond that. And there's a great deal of frustration I have with that. And I realized last night, as he's talking to me, his voice, very hard to understand him. He can barely swallow a pill. He can't walk, not a step. He's now lost 110 pounds. He was about 30 pounds overweight, but not 110. And this man who can't walk, who can't talk, whose brain is really pretty fried, his whole focus is pouring into his children. Everything he's about is about the code we live by, about buying them a couple of special things that are meaningful that he wants engraved, about making sure that he has a verse picked out for every kid that correlates with our code. And he's obsessed with it. And I don't think it's from a selfish point of view of, I'm afraid and I don't want to be forgotten. But it's a point of view of, he knows where he's going. He's not, it's not a need to showboat. He's never been that person. But it's just what he's always had, this great love and care and dedication to his children. And last night he's finding this little portion in this book, and says, we need more than the code. The boys need to know, what does it mean to be a man? And we don't have time to write a big long life lesson and all these different things. And he said, but this is pretty good. And he pulls out this portion about men, reject passivity, and they look for the greater good, the good from God. And there were like 4 components to it. But what I thought is, and he said, I need to share this with them, and I need your help, because he can't talk it through and think it through well enough, but he wants it to come from him as the man. He's at the end, and he's imparting, he's caring about their future, what they know, their children. But as my mind is cluttered with the daily stuff of life, which someone has to hold on to it if we want to not live under a bridge. He could be spending his time thinking about anything. He could be fearful. Even though he knows where he's going, it's still unknown. He could be bitter. He could be angry. He's never, in 4 years, he's been fearful. Or I wouldn't say fearful. I would say, he's been nervous, afraid. I mean, death is, I'm nervous and afraid. Regardless of the hope and knowledge I have of our future. Our eternal future. But he's never sat around living in anger. He amazes me. And I have to trust that what he is giving them from God, in a godly manner, from a godly man, will return to their lives in the future, that it will resonate with them. I will so much miss this man. Who has made me and all of my boys better people for being in our lives.